Relax.
안녕하세요, 우리 Galax-E. You didn't.
Is there anyone on it?
It doesn't matter. You didn't E. You're fired.
Kicked off the team.
Hi everyone. We are Galax-E. I'm Sam, the leader of Galax-E.
I'm Angela, secretary of the team.
I'm Catherine, dancer and
Member in charge of Derp.
Member in charge of Derp of the team.
So we're here to answer questions that you guys have. We have one more member coming. She's running late, so she'll just show up at some point if the dog starts barking. This is Taku. This is a dog.
The cutest.
That belongs to Angela. He lives here, but we're live streaming.
He's the fourth member of Galax-E present.
Yeah, secretary.
Galax-E itself is a K-pop dance team in Winnipeg that was founded officially March of this year, 2017. However, Angela and I were in a team previously. What are you doing?
I just
She was watching the live stream while being on the live stream. Super meta.
the live section.
Yeah, we were in a team prior to that called Team X-Men that disbanded, but we didn't want to stop dancing. So we took the members that wanted to continue dancing from TXM and we formed Galax-E. And then we recruited a bunch of people, basically from my K-pop dance class. That's how we got Catherine and many other members. And we've been dancing together ever since and doing a lot of really cool shows like Folklorama, Icon. We're hoping to do some more things coming up in the coming year, like Asian Idol, which is a local singing contest that we sometimes dance in.
Because he's distracted by the dog.
He's just so cute.
But yeah, that's basically how we came to be. This is a very distracting cat.
It's
Yeah,
so
the
loud.
noise.
You're like a cat.
Okay, we have a first question here. How did your love for K-pop start? What was the group that introduced you to K-pop? Angela, you go first.
Oh god, the pressure. Well, I, like, growing up, I watched a lot of anime, and I played, like, well, I watched my brother play Final Fantasy series, and that got me into J-pop first. And then, yeah, anime, like the J-pop openings and endings. And then once, you know, the internet got better, I started looking up artists and stuff, and then came across BoA. So BoA was the first one I ever heard of, but I thought she was Japanese.
Yeah.
But then, like, I looked up, like, she's Korean? Like, what's going on?
K-pop, what's that?
Yeah. And then I started looking up more stuff from Korea, which brought me into Super Junior, DBSK, Girls' Generation, and yeah, from there. For Super Junior, I really was determined to learn all the faces. So I would open several windows and Google this member and this member, be like, who's who? Because there's 13 of them.
That was a lot at the beginning. It was the original 17.
Yeah.
Like, how do I learn?
Mm-hmm. But I didn't fall for Super Junior right away. It wasn't until I saw some of their reality TV shows like Exploration Human Body and Full House, and that made me really fall in love with the artists themselves, like the people, because they were so funny. And so that just made watching their music videos so much more enjoyable. And then from there, I just started looking up more K-pop artists, and more K-pop artists started coming out. And now there's so many of them that it's really hard to keep up with, but I still really enjoy just listening to whatever is out there.
How about you?
I'm super new to K-pop.
She is. She's a baby.
I am a baby.
She's a babble.
I'm still learning. My best friend, Signy, got into it probably over a year ago now, and she kept telling me to, like, watch K-dramas and listen to all these K-pop bands, and eventually I did, and we joined Sam's dance class together, And yeah, it's kind of just been going on since then.
And then Galax-E's corrupted you and made you watch so many things.
Yeah, and now I'm like way too into this thing. I spend most of my free time watching 17 videos because our other member Fiona has also corrupted me.
Super Junior and 17, the 13 member groups
Yeah.
are dangerous.
They get you.
Moral of the story. There's more than 9 members run.
Yeah. What about you, Sam?
Mine's very similar to Angela's. I was into anime, specifically Inuyasha. I was really into Inuyasha. And yeah, there was one of the ending songs was one of my all-time favorites. It's called Every Heart. And so I looked up the singer and fell in love with her, looked up all of her things, and I literally was like this is way back in the day. I was going on MySpace and like finding all these songs by her. Like I didn't even know her. I was just like anything I didn't have and downloading and then listening to and after a while I was like, this doesn't all sound Japanese. And I was pretty new to like hearing other languages, but I was like, this doesn't sound Japanese. What is this? Oh, it's Korean. Oh, she's Korean. Oh, K-pop. And here we are.
Yeah.
I never went back. This is the creation. My first girl group was Wonder Girls. I saw their video Tell Me, which was ridiculous and amazing. And my first guy group was Shiny. And once again, through variety shows like Hello Baby and stuff, fell in love. Yeah. And there's something about the dances in K-pop like that really get you.
Yeah.
There's something so catchy, even from back then up till now. Like it really hasn't changed. There's something
it's so unique. Like it's not something Western artists do.
Yeah, and even if Western artists try to do it, it never
it's
quite.
Not right.
It never quite gets.
No.
I had a friend, side story, who was teaching in South Korea, and they would sometimes show videos of Western artists like Justin Bieber, Taylor Swift, blah blah blah, and I asked them like what their opinion was on these artists, and apparently the opinion on Justin Bieber was the kids, they liked his singing, but they laughed at his dancing. And if you watch groups like 17 and BTS and Shiny and Infinite, like it totally makes sense as to why you laugh at Justin Bieber's dancing, because he's nowhere near Hoya level. He's nowhere near J-Hope level. Like, there's just, you're not going to get there.
There's no comparison.
Sorry, Justin.
Sorry, JB.
Sorry.
Like, just kidding.
Whoa.
The music is good.
Well, I mean, give him credit. He's the one who's singing, like, he's a solo artist.
Yes.
Like, most K-pop groups, like, they switch singers so they get a breather.
Are you going to tell that to Boa, who dances super
Boa,
hardcore?
yeah, Boa's a totally different level.
Because we're going to go there.
Boa's a totally different level.
She here? Oh, let's check.
I just got a text message saying I'm great. And not from my
It's
boyfriend.
lies. I don't know.
It's right there. Read
Yeah,
it.
but it's
Read
lies.
it.
No, I'm not saying the text message. I'm not saying the fact that you got the text message is lie. I'm saying the content is lie. I'm kidding.
First, yes, you didn't get the text.
Don't tell her that. It's true.
All right, got another question. Have any of you been to a K-pop concert? More than one? What was it like? I think we all have, haven't we?
I haven't.
Oh,
You haven't?
Oh, damn.
Oh my god, it's just
Sam.
The thing is,
I'm so sorry. I called you not awesome.
The thing is, so Sam and I actually went to Korea in May of this year, 2017, and I don't remember what day it was, but Shiny had a concert in Toronto within like the few months. And I was like, if I was not going to Korea, I would have really tried hard to go to Shiny concert in Toronto. But I got to see their entertainment building, so
Yeah, we went to Korea and saw no K-pop concerts at all. All of the artists that we liked actually were in Japan at the time.
because they had some kind of
It was K-Con.
Yeah.
It was a K-Con in Japan. I've been to two K-pop concerts. I've been to one a very long time ago in 2011, I believe. It was in New Jersey. It was a free concert. I saw a bunch of artists. It was just like a collaboration thing. I saw Shiny, DBSK, Beast, 4 Minute, 2 PM, many, many more. And then many years later, in 2014, I went to Chicago with some friends and saw BAP live. We drove 8 hours straight to get there, stayed there for the one day, and then drove back. But you've been to the most recent K-pop concert out of all of us.
I went to one in August, and it was 17 with our other member, Fiona. We flew out there and saw them at a very intimate venue, which was crazy.
That was BAP too. Yeah, it was so small.
Oh my god, it's so crazy, especially when you watch like live videos and see the like thousands of people they usually perform to, and to see them with only like 2,000 other people.
And like a theater, basically, like where you go and see like a musical or a comedy show.
And like no matter what seat you're in, it's still a good seat because it's so like, it was amazing. It was the best concert I've ever been to. I loved it.
Oh, we have a person saying the texter should come talk here, so tell Jasmine to come watch our live stream.
The what?
Tell
the texter.
Yeah, tell Jasmine to come watch our live stream. Like, what are you doing not watching our live stream right now?
Get on.
But yeah, it is such a unique experience to see it live though, right? Like you can see them on TV, or just even videos of their concerts, but it's so different live. Like I remember watching BAP, and I had a pretty high up seat, like it was not super close or whatever, but just watching them dance live was such an inspiration.
Yeah.
It like made me want to work so much harder. Like I used to think to myself at that time, like, oh, like I'm a pretty good dancer. I got this. Like, I'm not the best, but I got this. And then I watched that and I'm like, got so far to go.
I'm nothing.
I'm nowhere near this level.
Oh my god.
Because I covered one of their dances at that point. And I was like, oh, I'm not. No way I can do it that well.
Sometimes you have self-confidence and then you watch K-pop videos and you're like, just kidding, I'm worthless.
No.
Guess I'll die.
You'll take a selfie, you're like, hey, I look pretty good. And then you'll look at a selfie by like any member of Red Velvet and you're like, no, I'm not pretty anymore.
I was like in the group chat yesterday where people were like confusing the Red Velvet members, so Sam was like, which one's Irene? And I was like, the one who's too pretty to live or something, and she's like, that's all of them.
Yeah, I was like, this doesn't help. Okay, what was your trip to Korea like, and did it have an effect on the work you do with Galax-E?
Oh, the trip was amazing. Like, so we stayed in Myeongdong. Sorry if I'm pronouncing
amazing
it
to stay in Myeongdong. Highly recommend. Lots of shopping, lots of food.
And it's very tourist, like, it's the tourist place.
It's the best place to be a tourist. And they're used to you. They can actually speak English.
Yeah. And, like, when we arrived, it was still, like, afternoon, so we walked through the shops. And even not going into the stores, but you could hear so much K-pop playing everywhere. And Sam's like, hey, ow! You hear that? And they're playing Shiny! And I'm like, oh!
Okay, to be fair, I hadn't slept on the plane like some people, so I was very overtired and drunk on being tired. It is your fault.
I didn't keep her awake. She just can't sleep on the plane. But, like, it is so amazing to hear K-pop everywhere, because in Canada, like, it's all
it doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's all Western music, and which is not like a problem. Obviously, it makes sense, but like, it's like, yeah,
it's just weird to hear the music we play by ourselves everywhere.
Yeah, and
like,
then she starts dancing in the street, in the shops.
Why not?
What? Yeah.
No, I'm just saying.
That's not how.
But like, we don't do that here because it's like, it's just that that one song or whatever.
It is though. There's one radio station here, and I never remember which one. But like, I feel like all of their songs are on a timer, because if you listen at 6 p.m. every day, it's always that one song.
Oh.
Or if it's at 8 p.m. every day, it's always the same song. And I'm like, just switch it up. There are thousands of songs out right now.
Yeah.
I literally don't listen to the radio. I only listen to K-pop when it's my choice.
Ashley's
here! Ashley! She's my wife and our stylist. I found when I was in Korea, it was just, it was there were parts that were culture shocks that I didn't expect to experience, and parts that I thought would be culture shocks that really weren't. I found I wasn't really shocked by the food like I thought I was going to be. I guess I've been exposed enough to it here or from friends that it wasn't much of a shock. But I think in Busan mostly is where I got most of my culture shocks, because it was completely like no one spoke English. Like one guy in a convenience store spoke English and like nobody else. And it was really, really great because it kind of made me like speak the Korean that I've been practicing and really come out of my shell that way. But yeah, I guess I'm so used to the unsafe world that I live in here in Winnipeg. Like Winnipeg's not a very safe city. Like especially in the city itself.
Especially for being in Canada.
Yeah, and for being a woman too, right? So I remember feeling like unsafe and then realizing I didn't have to feel unsafe because Korea is so safe. So I was like kind of whiplashing myself.
Yeah.
Oh, Ashley woke up late. That's why she's late.
I thought she was working. That's why she couldn't come.
Yeah, aren't you working, Ashley?
Ashley.
Or did you call in sick because your throat's all screwed up?
That's fair. She should call us.
Mystery.
Yeah. Should get her tonsils out.
Another question. Speaking of Western music, have any of you explored other dance styles?
I did musical theater for years, so I don't know if that counts, but it's like musical
dancing.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dancing. It's choreographed dancing.
yeah. I did musical theater for about 4 years, I think. Very different style, obviously, but it still counts. I've also I took belly dancing for 2 years, which is also incredibly different.
Oh yeah.
Still got all my outfits. That was super fun though.
Do they make the sounds?
They do
Oh,
the jiggles. Yeah.
I love the jiggle sounds.
Yes.
Yeah, Ashley's sick.
No,
Okay, we
yeah,
forgive you.
better.
You're
No
sick.
better.
I guess it's okay.
Just this one time, even though you've been sick for as long as I've known you.
So sad.
It's true though.
I know. Oh damn.
I've pretty much only delved in hip hop. I mean, I did gymnastics growing up, which didn't really have a lot of dance aspects to it, but it had a lot of like moving around your body in ways that it naturally doesn't want to go. And I know we've got a few members who did like traditional Chinese dance when they were younger.
Oh yeah.
Vivi does, I think Iris did, right?
Iris did cheerleading.
Iris did cheerleading as well. Did Fiona do traditional?
I don't remember.
I don't remember if she ever did.
I don't remember if it's long enough to, like, if she did it long enough to make it really count. Like, just a year or something.
Oh, that counts.
And then for me, I just dove into K-pop. I came
Dove right in.
because I'm from Saskatchewan, and then I came here to Winnipeg for university, and it was 2009, and I was really, really into K-pop. And that was when I was really, really into SHINee. I really wanted to learn K-pop dances, but like I personally don't have any dance experience before that, and so I was hoping somewhere they'd have K-pop dance classes or something.
And that was a long time ago. So that was back. The K-pop world is very different now.
Yeah.
Where like
Because there are actual resources.
yeah, like now it's almost expected.
Mm-hmm.
To-
And there's
to-
dance versions.
There's there's actual dance practices you can learn from and stuff. But back when she got into the K-pop dancing classes, that like to me that blows my mind that there even was a K-pop class at that time.
Where was
I
it?
didn't know.
Was
It
that
was
the year
Sunny's.
of them?
It was my class.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a class that I took over.
Crazy.
2012 or 2013. I don't remember. I have it somewhere, but
Yeah.
2012 or 2013, I get this email from the University of Manitoba Recreational Center or whatever, saying that they're offering this K-pop class. And I'm like, holy crap! So I signed up immediately, and that's when I started dancing really. And I danced with the previous teacher. Her name is Sunny. For I don't remember how long she taught it, for a couple of years, and then with my boyfriend we took ballroom dancing. But
I think I took over the
We
class
didn't
in
really do
2016. Wasn't it? I think it was 2016 I took it over. So
yeah, maybe
it was 2012, been like 3 years?
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, just been dancing K-pop and ballroom, but not.
Osney's here! Hi, Osney! One of our other members who couldn't come because he has to work, so he's on his break. tuning in to us babbling about K-pop. I mean, honestly, at all. This is how it would be if we were saying it. Yeah.
Here's another question.
Oh.
What makes a good dancer? What strengths do they have?
Oh, that's a loaded question.
That is a good one.
That's a very loaded question. As someone who teaches dance and is very critical when I watch dances and stuff online, there's many aspects, I think, that make a good dancer. Oh, I think that's Lizelle.
She's here.
Probably Lizelle or my mom. Coming home.
I think one good tell of a good dancer is someone who can also freestyle.
So hard.
Because yeah, if you can feel the music without even having choreography, then you'll, when you add choreography to it, it'll be much easier, I think, to be a good dancer.
Yeah.
That's why, for example, someone like J-Hope from BTS, I think, is one of the top level dancers because he can street dance and he can dance battle, basically, which is definitely a different level of dancing, because like learning choreography and that being the only way you dance, I mean, that's one aspect of it, and you can be very, very good at that.
And you can practice as much as you want. If you're freestyling, that's just on the spot.
That's on the fly. So that just comes from inside and it just happens. So I think people who can freestyle are like top level, pretty much.
Yeah.
Lizelle is creeping in the corner. Like, you turned the lights off! No! Worst ninja ever.
You tried. You get 1 star. Oh, come join us. Come, please. I need to, I mean, I've been sending my mom photos of TQ this entire time.
Good job.
So.
Good job. This is Lizelle. Hi. Osmi and Ashley are in the chat with us.
Hey guys.
That's
Hello.
you want to go up?
I think another thing that makes a good dancer is people who have a lot of body control, and this takes practice, obviously, but you also have to be born with it. I feel like people who can, like, you know, when you see people like pop and lock it or like do the robot move and stuff, that stuff takes so much muscle control just to get those tiny movements in, that I think, yeah, it's a lot of working out, it's a lot of talent, and it's a lot of practice, and it's not something a lot of people can do. So
yeah, I agree with that, because I've experienced that firsthand, being a very limby person. I have a lot of arms happening, and I remember, like, I think dancing takes a lot of self-awareness, because you can think you're doing a great job, and then you can look back and watch a video of yourself. Oh, someone's screaming your name. Is that your friend?
Yeah.
Hello, Lizelle's friend, Nico.
Neko.
Neko.
Hey, Nicole.
So what happens when you learn things by reading. You learn it wrong. I like Nico better because it's cat.
His real name's Nick. Oh no, Neko is cat in Japanese.
Yes.
He said, oh. You're looking at me, you're happy, but you don't want me to touch you.
No, this is
Dog sucks.
This is what he does.
No. Try to pet him and he runs away. But yeah, having a lot of limbs, like I do, it was a lot of. It was hard for me to control my body when I first started dancing. I looked very noodly, I like to describe it. And I have met a lot of dancers since then that I've been teaching and that have been in my team previously that have the same problem.
Yeah.
So I just tell them, try to be aware of your body, try to, someone else.
Should be
Marty.
Sorry.
Apologies.
He's an alarm system.
He is. But yeah, I think there's a lot of aspects that make a good dancer. And I think another huge thing people don't really consider, especially a lot of newer dancers that I've been looking at, especially in the city, is expression.
Yes.
Your stage
face.
presence.
Like, do something to look, what's the word?
Like you're enjoying your life.
Yeah.
Like you're enjoying doing the dancing part of the dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, don't just like be blank the whole time, because it's so boring to watch somebody that's just like.
Someone could be a not so great dancer, but if they've got a good stage presence and they have good expression, they stand out a lot. That's actually one thing I really like about some members of Jabs is like, even when they're just freestyling and just being ridiculous and like doing whatever they want, it still looks good because they're enjoying themselves. Like Justin and Jasmine are like top notch for that. Yeah. They're very impressive, and I envy that. I try to emulate that as much as I can, but it on stage sometimes you can lose yourself. So it's always good to try to keep yourself in the moment and paying attention.
Yeah.
We got a couple questions here. Let's do Ozzy's because I know he's only going to be here for a short time. Which professional dancer or group inspires each of you? Like, who do you look up to? Leah Kim!
Yeah.
Leah Kim!
She's the queen.
She is who I want to be. And Mina Myung as well from 1 Million Dance Studio, which I'm going to sport right now because I'm just...
Because you were there.
I'm gonna product place, even though it's not a product.
In a studio place.
What about you, Liesel?
I can't think of anyone, but like...
Or like groups even? Like, any like idol that you think is a great dancer and you look up to? Like, I look up to J-Hope and Taemin a lot when it comes to idols for dancing. And Boa.
Oh, wow.
Goals.
Oh, Jabberwockies.
Oh, yeah. They're fantastic. Oh, my God. As a group, too.
Yeah.
Like, they're so... they're on, like, a different level of teamwork.
Like, they don't need their facial expression, their body does it.
Yeah, they
It's
still
like,
have, they're so
the
animated.
next level.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah, their expression is shown through their bodies, which is, like, even more impressive.
Yeah, that's pretty unique.
Yeah.
I like Chachi Gonzalez.
Gonzalez? Yeah. She's really good too.
She was part of a dance crew too. I don't remember what it's called.
I Am Me.
I Am Me. Yeah.
Shit, I don't know anything. I don't know everything you're talking about.
I just remember ABDC. So
Yeah.
Are they like a hip hop team?
Yeah,
They were.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
hip hop.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of
She was like 16 and she's just amazing. Like she's like in her 20s now.
When you see these babies being so good at dancing, it just
I know. It crushes you.
confidence down. All right, we've got another question from Drawn. What skills do you have to develop to be a good dancer? To team members, what makes Sam a good teacher?
A good teacher.
Don't.
A good teacher.
Okay, we're judging Sam now.
Now there's gonna say mean things.
She's the worst.
Just kidding.
Honestly, though, I am. I'm terrible.
I mean, she like obviously needs to be prepared. Like
Never prepared.
she forgot the promotion sheet yesterday.
I forget it a lot. Last week I did nothing.
Last week was a mess. Last week was...
Actually, it's been a couple weeks, but let's not count that.
Hey, we did Signal. I mean, was that
Signal.
a spoiler? I
Okay,
don't know.
here's the thing. When we have a time crunch, I'm on it. I'm just there. But when we don't have like an immediate goal, sometimes I get distracted by my cat and I don't prepare what I need to.
Your cat's also
Cats are
new
like-
to your life. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's
like
the
having a
newest
baby
problem
in
in
the
my life.
house.
Okay.
But like I personally really, I'm always amazed with Sam. Like coordinating 9 girls at one time, teaching the dance, putting us into formation. I think that's just amazing. Like for me, it's so overwhelming just to think like there's a 3 to 4 minute song. People have to move like 20, 25 times doing things while twice and trying not to run into each other or things like that.
You don't always succeed.
Yeah. I mean, once we get the gist of it, it's like I start to relax. But I mean, for me, it feels so overwhelming to think of being in her shoes. Like, oh man, we're starting a whole new song. Nobody knows anything. You go here, you go here. I think it's really a talent that she has, and she has worked on it for the past 4 years. And I've seen like she's gotten so much better with it because I've been with her the longest now.
She was in the team when I first started being a leader. So like literally first day leading a team, and I was like, so I'm a white girl and I'm gonna teach some K-pop.
I mean, like TXMG started off with 5 members, so that was less people to coordinate.
And we weren't close.
No.
Like a
Like
speaker?
no,
not
as friends,
how they go.
no. Like I only kind of casually knew Angela from K-pop class. I think Vivi I knew the most because she just like Vivi gets in your face.
You can't not know.
You can't not
Cats.
literally.
Cat.
Cats.
Look at this cat.
This would be Vivi if you were doing a live stream right now. With
But
her.
we love her.
She's in Korea and she's probably
Right.
asleep right now. So we can talk smack.
But we love her for it.
No, we do.
I mean, so like when we're having a serious conversation, she'll do that. If we're having a friendly casual, she'll still do that. But you know.
Yeah, it was Vivi and Heather were the only two I was close with. Chloe I didn't know at all when she joined. And Angela I only knew very casually, and I actually thought she didn't like me. I was actually a bit worried when we discussed her joining. I remember me and Crow were discussing the members we were going to recruit, and Angela came up, and I was like, I don't know. And Crow's like, why? And I'm like, I don't think she likes me.
And in my head, I was like, please pick me.
Yeah, she's just socially
Please
awkward.
accept me.
She's just socially awkward Canada. It all worked out.
I was like, how do I go take me without going take me?
Yeah, I didn't notice at the time, but there was another team before my team that I was in very briefly called What's Up Heroes, and wasn't a fan of their leadership, so I left. But apparently they used to come to the K-pop class that Angela would go to all the time, and when they knew the dance outside of what Sunny was teaching, they would go front and center and just do their thing. And I remember Angela was saying that it made her a bit jealous, like she wanted to be a part of a group that was doing that kind of thing. And my thoughts were, that's rude, go to the back. Like, why are you disrupting the class with your other stuff? Just like let people learn. But yeah, I totally get that. And I think a lot of people in my class sometimes feel that way, and I feel bad. I wish I could take them all.
I know Iris was like,
Iris really wanted to join the team. I remember back when we were doing Cheer Up, she's like, can I
are
join
you guys recruiting?
Yeah,
Like,
well, actually, she wanted to join for that dance, but like Carl had such strict policies, so we couldn't include outsiders. So I had to tell her, you know.
But things worked out.
Yeah.
And Iris is our smile member.
She was like, when we first started recruiting, that was like the first thing. Like when Galax-E started recruiting, and was like, so Iris, and I'm like, don't worry, she's on my list. When I'm announcing to the class, I'm gonna look directly at her. Recruiting. So that's what yeah, there was many people from the class I had my eye on when Galax-E was recruiting. We went off topic.
It's fine.
Leaders. Yeah, Sam's leadership. She's good. She's great.
Yeah, the thing that gets me with it is like just the amount of like passion Sam has for it. Because I know, I feel like I lose interest in stuff so quickly. So for her to focus on this and like teach her dance class and put all of this time and effort into like learning the dances and making the formations and coming to class and teaching all 9 of us, and we're an actual mess all of the time. Like that just takes so much passion. And
there's always one person injured too.
Yeah,
it's really you though. So sometimes it's me.
The need.
Like she not only just learns the dance so that she can dance it, she learns it to the point where she can teach it. I often am like, so is my arm up while my hip is this way or that way? Like she can answer that.
Yeah, she knows everything. Yeah, that's just so impressive. That's not something I think a lot of people could do. So that's a really good leadership quality to have.
You guys are lying to everybody. You're lying to the public.
You're lying to yourself.
I remember I was terrified when I teaching my team. I was kind of comfortable with because like it was more intimate and I could focus on like certain parts and like I could just like pull people aside and be like, all right, so you do left, right, left, and you do right, left, right. Whereas like teaching an entire class of strangers, like when I took over Sunny's class, I remember I was so terrified. I was so anxious. I remember I was yelling at Angela, like, you have to come to every class because I'm scared.
Which I did.
She did.
But then I still go to songs I want to be there for. But I still
even
go
then I have to like yell at you sometimes. I'm like, come for Signal, and you're like, I don't feel well. I'm like, we have to. We have to film it in a week. Come.
Signal was such a good idea too. But I stopped going as regularly because I knew she felt more comfortable. I think. Now she's acting really well.
Now it's like a rhythm, and it's just like a everyday task. I don't stress out as much about it. I think the biggest fear I have is people like calling me out on things, like if I miss a detail or something. Because when you're learning so many things, and depending on who you're following, like if you're following the actual group, if you're following cover group, if you're following another dancer or whatever, the hand movement might be slightly different, or you know, they might turn a different way or something. So I'm always worried that people are just gonna be like, actually, and then I just want to like, no, did I miss something? It's confidence. I don't always have the confidence, but in my class that doesn't really happen, just because like it's not like my team where like they'll actually watch the videos and be like, oh, I think it's this, you know. My class are just like, what is this song? I don't even know. So like I could literally make up the choreo and they probably wouldn't even know. But it's great. I love my students. They're so cute. Oh, we got another question here.
Got a lot of them.
Oh gosh.
It's only Ashley and Osney though. It's okay.
Okay, so we answered Osney's, let's answer Ashley's.
What's your favorite dance cover you guys have done?
As Galax-E, let's say as Galax-E, let's not include TXMG. That'll be a different question.
It's kind of gotten ruined because Folklorama, we did them so much.
But all the new ones too.
Hobgoblin?
I actually really like Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
And Signal is a lot of fun to do too. Actually, really liking Likey.
Really likey.
Yeah, we did yesterday.
You know what? We likey. We likey. We likey.
I love the sexy mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gashina.
Yes.
Gashina is like top of my list still.
Like EDM. There's an EDM song in there. There's Gashina, really, really roll deep. Like it's just got so many good songs in it.
Yeah.
And I hope we do something with them soon because it's.
I personally like all of our big group ones.
Yeah.
Like I like Hobgoblin. I like all of our Twice medleys, just because it looks so impressive when we're on stage.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy doing every single dance that we do. Even if I'm not into it at the beginning, I'll usually get into it as we go. But when I watch back, I love seeing how we do the formation changes and how we, especially because Twice songs have such like unique interactive formations, especially in their newer stuff. Like there's the knocking on the door and like the picture frame stuff that's in Likey.
Instagram.
Yeah. And like even like Signal, like just the hearts at the beginning and stuff, just like seeing us doing it all together like that, those always become my favorite. I like watch those on repeat over and over again because I'm just like, yes,
Did it.
We can do it. Lizel, does she have any?
Yeah.
I'm really liking the Likey as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
We
excited
like
for
you.
us to
I love
Purpose.
That shouldn't be there.
Lizel, you're like cut off. Let's put your legs down.
No! Don't make me!
Just gonna
You guys can move over.
squish. Yeah, I'm squishing Lizel in. Okay, next question from Osney. To Sam, what is one thing from each member that you think excel at, or a specific talent or skill? I'm gonna say everyone's but Osney's, just so I know that's why he's asking. I'm kidding. Okay, this is gonna be a loaded question. Okay, I'm gonna start from the longest. I'm gonna try to go from like members who've been here longest and then go backwards, because it'll be easier to do the members I know the longest. Angela, I think her strength lies in her attention to detail and her ability to step up to challenges that I give her. There's been a few times where I've been like, they don't do anything here, so figure something out. And she's always done it, like without complaint, and taking it seriously, like figured out the choreo and like step by step. It's not just like, oh, I'm just gonna freestyle it and just like whatever.
Yeah, freestyle does not work for me. I just end up like.
And also like not even for the dancing, but just her organization helps keep the team overall.
Got your back.
Yeah,
Got your back.
so much that needs to be done. Like I said, there's 9 of us to coordinate.
To say like one word for each.
Yeah. I'm gonna include Vivi in this, even though she's not here. But Vivi, I think, excels the most in her stage presence. Even from the beginning, she's never had to work on that. She's always had. She's always been very engaging as a dancer, like very smiley, very cute. She'll mouth along to the words. Even if it's not her solo, she'll still do it. Ulrika, similar thing. She has amazing stage presence. I miss her. I miss her a lot. And she also would take a lot of initiative to pick up more attention to detail and things like that, things that I would miss. Or if I would be like, oh, I didn't learn this part, she'd be like, oh, it's cool, I got it. Like, even before we had a team that would just do that, like, it was such an impressive thing to have even one member who was like, oh, I got this.
She's sexy as hell.
Yeah, she really is. She's got them body rolls for days. Lizelle. No comment. Okay. Lizelle.
She's waiting.
Lizelle always surprises me because she's very quiet. No, it's a good surprise. She's always very quiet in a lot of stuff, like in like the group chats and things like that. A lot of members will, if we're doing a project, they'll either say something about it or talk to me about it or ask me stuff. And Lizelle usually doesn't. And then I get worried, and then she shows up and she knows it all, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like, she's very, very self-efficient. I think she adds a lot of cuteness to our team, and sass, because you can pull out the sass on the stage, which I actually I didn't know if you'd be able to, because we haven't really done a crazy, like, Hobgoblin-y type song until Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin was my favorite.
Literally, like,
she was so. Like,
I gave everyone solos in that based on what I thought they'd be good at, and I wasn't 100% sure where to put Lizelle, just because it wasn't something we'd done before, so I wasn't sure how to gauge her where she'd land there, and so I put her in actually my favorite solo. That's my favorite member that you were, and she like nailed it. Like, I literally gave her like 3 directions. I'm like, you go in and then you go out and then you go in again. Like, and she's like, cool, got it. And nail. Even the time you almost didn't nail it, you still nailed it.
You made it work.
But yeah, I think that's what's most impressive. Is just your ability to take on new challenges and just like impress me without even trying. Like, oh, I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry about Lizelle. Like, she's one of those people. I don't have to be concerned. She'll just do it. She'll just do her thing. And she's no longer our smallest member.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
She's still small.
Yeah, she's still small.
Hella small.
It's like Sugar versus Jimin. Like, Osni.
Skip.
He's waiting.
Osni impresses me a lot with his passion. He from day one, that's actually what impressed us in his interview, was his passion. He is our only male member, and we were a bit concerned, right, because we've never had a male member, obviously, so we weren't sure how the dynamic was going to work and how the team was going to work, and he fit in perfectly. But yeah, he's got so much passion for everything. He's always learning the dances immediately. Like, I don't even have to worry. I only really have to tweak his moves at times, because like sometimes it'll be like, oh, you know, I used this arm and not this arm, or like the style of the pose isn't quite what it's supposed to be. But other than that, like, I really don't have to give him much direction. It's just like, stand here and do the move, and now you stand over there and do the move. Pretty much when Lizelle and Osni joined the team is when our team became quite self-efficient, which really changed the dynamic of the team, actually. Even before the other members joined, we already had that kind of mindset of like, do your thing, just like learn it, come back, do it. And yeah, and Ozzy's ability to take direction is also very impressive. Like, I don't have to beat it into him how to dance pretty, you know what I mean? Like, how to have that style. He'll hear my words, he'll immediately adjust, and I pretty much never have to bring it up again. And as a teacher, that's an incredible quality to have as for a student. Who's after that? Iris, I guess. Iris is another member I don't have to worry about, which is great. She's just got amazing stage presence. She's actually our best performer, I think. Mm-hmm. On stage, she's just on. Like, it's like she makes all of us look bad. It's
her smile is so sweet.
It really is. Like, she steals the show with her stage presence. Yeah. She's never really the type to complain, which kind of worries me at times. I don't know if she's not complaining because she has nothing to complain about, or if she's just like holding it in. So, Eris, if you're upset, tell me. Use your words if you don't want to do a thing.
You have 15 minutes.
Oh really?
Oh, that was so fast.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Hey.
But yeah, her skills, her flexibility from her cheerleading days, unbelievable. Fiona is actually a dancer that Wes of Team X-Men had his eye on to join the guys team because that's how skilled she is, and I got her. Sorry, I'm a little bit sassy about that. Yeah, Fiona is another member who's just she's got amazing skills in dances she doesn't want to do, which is really funny to me. You know, like she can drop the guy dances like I can, and she doesn't want to. And it's a little frustrating at times. I'm like, girl, but you can. Like, you're so good. But yeah, her skills are pretty much top level from joining the team. Like, I don't really have to direct her very much either. She just has it, like, on lockdown.
She's a natural dancer.
She's natural.
Everything she does is
She's
like
got natural swag.
Yeah, she's got a natural everything. She's never wrong.
She's never wrong about being never wrong, actually.
Okay, who's after that?
Karen.
Catherine came before Karen. Okay, so Catherine, skip. Catherine was kind of like our new Angela, meaning she came into the team with not a lot of dance experience, kind of more newer to it, but she has picked up everything very quickly. Like another thing, like kind of with Angela now, like I don't really have to worry. I don't have to pay that much attention. But she will always ask questions when she doesn't understand. And if I point out something that she's doing wrong, she's not offended. She's like, yeah, I know I suck. Like,
There's so many times where Catherine and I just look at each other like,
what's happening?
Yesterday? What?
I honestly couldn't tell. You kept up fine in my eyes. And Karen is another one who came in kind of like we were friends, but I didn't really know her dance level that well because she'd only been in my class for a short time. But she too learns extremely fast. I was very concerned with all these new members joining that I'd have a learning curve with some of them, but really not at all. And if she ever needs help, she's like the first one to message me like, can I come over? Can I please help? I don't understand. and yeah, she puts in probably the most hard work because she's not a crazy natural dancer like Fiona, for example. Like she does have natural talent, but it doesn't just flow naturally with her. So a lot of moves she has to really think about. So in that respect, she obviously works the absolute hardest out of the team because she knows where she's lacking and she knows where she's excelling, and so she'll work harder to kind of bring up where she's lacking, which is very admirable. As a member, did I miss anybody? Samu is brand new, so I don't really know yet.
We'll get back to you.
To be announced. I think she's really, really enthusiastic, really passionate. So far, she's really excelled in just kind of doing her own thing. And hopefully I'll see more soon. She's really brand new.
There's one that says, have you choreographed your own dance before? Is there something you'd like to do?
I have choreographed pieces of our dances in the past. Kind of like intros or kind of weird parts that didn't fit with our formation, so I made something up for them. Yeah, a lot of transitions, yeah. But I haven't choreographed an entire dance. And there's a part of me that wants to at times. Like I get inspired at times and then I get lazy. So it doesn't happen.
Try it with all of us. Formation changes.
Yeah. And there's been times where I have to change choreo because it's too sexy or something for the stage. So like that's pretty much what we
Children in the audience.
Yeah, so we can't be like shooting guns in their faces
We did that anyway.
or body rolling. Well, I learned, TXM to me was kind of a learning period, you know, like Galax-E is where I'm good now. I understand everything. TXM is like, well, trial and error.
Is this suddenly gonna end in like 20 seconds or no?
We end it, yeah.
Oh.
So like, I mean, technically we could go over time, but I have that power. Let's see, more questions. For everyone, what are some of your best memories with the team? That one's from Ashley. Someone else talk. I need water.
Folklorama was like such a fun week. And I feel like that's where we really got super close and like became a family.
That built our
Just-
team.
That did.
Our team was built on Folklorama.
That was a team building.
I got
week.
sick
David.
of all your faces. I had to see you all like for 8 hours,
Oh my god.
7 days.
Yeah.
It was really a test of our teamwork, I think.
Yeah. And
We
tolerance
made
of
it.
each other.
Yeah. You have to put it aside, you know, you have to understand where everyone was coming from, like from the exhaustion and stuff. Like if someone was short with you, you have to be like, okay, it's not at me, like
Yeah.
they're just tired.
It reminded me of kind of like high school where you see each other every day and like you joke around, but then you do something serious. Like,
Yeah.
I miss seeing the same people every day to a certain
It
point.
was, yeah, actually, like Folklorama was hard, but then the week after I was really upset. Like I was really
Yeah,
sad
it
that it
was-
was over.
We got used to
Totally
seeing.
Yeah, it felt weird.
Yeah.
Where are they? Oh,
Yeah.
right, they're at their own place.
Yeah, yeah, I'm by myself.
Yeah, I was like, what for that?
Yeah.
I mean, we hang out like outside of practice too, but you know, it's hard to coordinate 9 people because you know we have
There's usually,
There's usually
someone
there's usually
missing.
someone that can't go.
yeah.
Don't go now. Why is this not scrolling, computer? Okay.
It's the other way.
It was just like lagging. It wasn't doing anything. Go back.
I think there's achievement.
What are some achievements you guys
Or
are proud
we
of
got 10
within
minutes, whatever.
Galax-E?
That's
Well, we can
fine.
go. It's fine. I stopped it. It's not going to cut us off. What are some achievements you guys are proud of within Galax-E? Whether it's personal or something as a group.
Folklorama. Like
Yeah, that was
I
fun.
went to Korean Folklorama Pavilion in 2013, and it was actually with Chloe. She's never been to any of the Folklorama pavilions, and I was just getting to know her at the time, and I felt like I was her older sister. And I was like, hey, let's go. So I took her, and when I watched the show, it was all traditional Korean stuff, which is fine. But then they would play K-pop music videos on the 2 screens as people were coming in, coming out, and clean. And I was like, I wish that like they would bring in more modern stuff, because to me, K-pop is such a big thing in Korea.
It's such a huge cultural wave.
And in the
Yeah.
world right now.
Yeah.
It's really becoming.
2013, was that the year of Gangnam Style? I think that was the year of Gangnam Style. I think
I
it came
don't
out in
know.
2012, so 2013 was like the year of Gangnam Style. So I think that's when that whole wave kind of became a tidal wave.
And I was like, oh, even if they have like old groups or something, like I don't know.
Yeah, I always wanted K-pop at Folklorama.
Yeah.
I always wanted it. It never happened. I'm like, I'll just dance in the hallways while they play. I will be solo, not affiliated.
And then so personally for me, like when they reached out to us about Folklorama, I was like, hell yeah! Like that's what I've always wanted to do.
They didn't reach out to us.
Oh, we reached out. Okay, that's it. But like,
Rewind.
yeah, you know what I mean. Like,
But they took the risk. They took a risk on us. They
Yeah.
honestly did. They told us after, like, it came down to a vote, and the majority was to have us in it, but it was very close. It was like 60-40 kind of thing. So there's a lot of people who really didn't want us in the show. They wanted to keep it traditional. So that was a lot of pressure on us. Like, we had to, A, nail it.
Yeah.
B, we had to show that we had value to the show. So we had to have the audience like us, which you have no control over whatsoever.
Yeah.
And we also wanted to be on our like best behavior, I guess you could say. Like, we wanted to give a good impression. We didn't want to cause a ruckus or cause property damage or anything.
Just burn the building.
It would happen by accident. We're not coordinated.
Yeah, so hard.
Everyone knows us.
And we got I think we got along with the other groups that were performing.
Yeah.
The fan dancers, the
children.
puppeteers,
The babies love us.
and the taekwondo team. Like, we were really awkward in the first half of the week.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I'd love to see them again and perform with them again.
I'm looking forward to next year. I'm hoping they'll have us back.
Yeah.
Or even for other events.
Yeah.
Mr. Cho.
our PD.
Yeah. Because, like, that was the first, like, because we had done the Korea Week thing in the past, but then Folklorama was, like, like we're working with more Koreans.
It's the big time.
Yeah, and
It has been the goal of me ever since having a team.
And most other performances we've ever done were for like just like
Asian
Asia
events,
appreciation, or
Chinese, a lot of Chinese events,
community, which is great. But like K-pop is.
It's always better.
Koreans know K-pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always better for a Korean audience. I always find our best audiences are Icon, because there's a lot of K-pop fans, and Asian Idol, because
Icon was crazy.
because there's so many Koreans who actually know and love K-pop, and like the fanboys fan chanting is my probably favorite thing ever. We did Uahake once, and like the song ooh ah, and you can hear in the back guys going ooh ha. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, when you do wrap it up, if you could let us know what future plans are for Galax-E, and also how people in Winnipeg can get involved in K-pop. Cool. All right, let's go into that. Okay, so future plans for Galax-E. We want to perform as much as we can. We want to do more online videos, like YouTube exclusive covers, which we're slowly working on. Obviously, we want to do Folklorama again. We want to do Icon again. All that stuff. Anybody in Winnipeg who wants to learn K-pop dance, come to the U of M. I teach a class. The class that I teach is every Thursday from 7:45 p.m. till 8:45 p.m. on the Active Living Center Wellness Studio. I don't know what the rates are because it changes depending on how many classes are in each session. But I usually teach, it's usually 3 classes per song. So this past session, for example, I taught Not Today by BTS. I taught Signal by Twice. I'm currently teaching I Love It by Psy. And the next song is to be announced, kind of. I'm on the fence between 2 songs right now, so we'll see what it becomes. There is a free week in early January. I don't know the exact date because they never give me good heads up on that. But check out the university's webpage because it'll let you know, and you can try the class for free, basically. Come off, do a one-off. It's not your thing. You can just leave. If you like it, you can sign up for the full session. It's a lot of fun. It's good exercise. Otherwise, there's a lot of other K-pop groups in the city right now. The only really active one I can think of right now is Jabs. So check Jabs out. That's Jabs. They're some friends of ours, so give them some love too.
Jasmine and the Boys.
It's not their official name. You're ratting them out. There's some other K-pop groups that have popped up, but they haven't really done a lot yet, so I'm not really sure where they're going to be, like what their goals are and where they're going to end up. I know Jabs. They're my friends, so I know what they're at. I know what's going on.
They got awesome stunts.
They do. They're actually, Jasmine, their leader, is our stunt coordinator, which we're doing stunts later. So keep your eyes open for that. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
There you go.
That's a future plan. Yeah, we're upping our game a bit. We got a medley coming up that's going to have a crazy cool stunt. But yeah, basically, if you're into K-pop, and you're in Winnipeg and you're trying to find friends, there's the Winnipeg K-pop family page on Facebook. Feel free to join that. Try to hook up with some other K-pop fans. I know they do meetups and stuff. I've literally never been able to make it. They always have it on days where I have stuff.
It's usually in August.
Yeah, it's usually summertime. Yeah.
They do like Running Man and other games that's inspired by Korean TV shows.
Mm-hmm. And if you ever want to see our stuff, give us a like, Galax-E Official. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have YouTube.
Twitter?
We have Twitter. I don't tweet, but we have Twitter.
I did not know we had
Ashley and Osney. Mainly Ashley.
We have YouTube and we have Snapchat too.
Oh, we have Snapchat, yeah. So feel free to follow us on all those platforms. We will let you know about any performances and things coming up. We have a new video coming out very soon. Date to be announced because we're waiting to hear back. We entered it to a contest for Mnet and they still haven't announced the winners. Mnet,
It's been almost a week.
It together. It's been a week since you were supposed to announce it, and we'll come over there and punch you. Once it's announced the winners, then we'll make it live. I don't think we're going to win, but I still want to know where we stand before I put it up to the world. But look forward to that. That's going to come up soon. Yeah. And thank you to everybody who joined in on the live stream. If you missed any of this and you want to go back and watch, it'll be on the page afterwards. And we're trying to let you know We likey.
We like you.
We likey.
Yay. Thanks for
안녕.
watching.
감사합니다.
I said 20.
Okay, you know what? Can you calm down with your...
Right.
That's what I have to deal with every day. We are Galax-E.
That was messy.
안녕.